go over today the question of how do you protect your business from, bad eggs essentially. And I really want to talk about this in um, a really genuine way so you understand my experience with this, because all I can talk about is my experience. I know everybody has different experiences. So this is my experience with hiring. And just in case you don't know me, my name is Erica. I go by Erica Glam, Erica Belvin, depending on how you know me. I run a graphic design and branding and marketing business. I have a large Etsy business that also sells digital products, and I also coach beauty entrepreneurs and graphic design entrepreneurs to scale, hit the 100K years, all the way to 100K months. Today, I am tackling the question that a lot of clients have been asking me, which is, how do you hire the right people? And, how do you protect yourself? So this is a really personal question, and I would have never thought in the beginning that this would be a personal question, because I think my idea of running and scaling a business when I first got started in business was this whole boss babe thing, right? Like, you're a baddie. You're going to start this business and you're able to be a boss babe, and you're going to manage people and be tough and whatever, whatever kind of like ideas that we all make up about what business is. And what I realized is a business is like a mirror. Okay, so a business shows you really who you are. In fact, my business catapulted me into this crazy, now I've always been into mindset, but it catapulted me into this kind of like obsession with figuring out my flaws. Because what happened was, how you do anything is how you do everything. That's what I've learned. Okay, so in relationships, if you have a boyfriend who or you find that you have quite a few boyfriends who maybe you are you focus on pleasing them. You're a people pleaser, right? If you're a people pleaser, you're going to also bring that into your business. Okay, you're going to treat your employees this way. It's going to affect everything. It's going to affect your bottom line. It's going to affect the revenue. It's going to affect how they treat you. Your happiness in the business is going to affect everything. When it came to hiring, I felt like, okay, I'm doing all the right things. I am being proactive. I am being responsible. Well, the things that I learned from jumping into hiring and bringing on my first few employees and contractors and whatnot, I would have never knew that I actually had to focus on the foundations of my mindset really over, all of these things, these business things that we are all looking for in books, and we're looking for the secret and the ABC, the step 2, step 3 to 100K a month or whatever. We're all looking for these things, right? But what we actually find out is that a lot of the time we ignore the foundations, the mindset things. And again, this is my personal experience. You may have a different experience if you've hired a lot of people and maybe you didn't have as many rose-colored filters that you lived through that you had to remove. But my point is that if you're a person who is, let's say, a people pleaser, or in my case, for me, I do have some codependency issues, but at the same time, because of my childhood, because I'm somebody who was raised by parents who, for lack of a better terms, they were focused on themselves, and my life was about getting their attention, getting their approval, and that never happened, right? That poured into my relationships in my life, my friendships, my boyfriends, everything. And even me being able to acknowledge that is not enough, right? You actually have to repair this. You have to heal. So little did I know that this is actually what I would bring into my business, and I would hire people and I would allow them to treat me the same way that boyfriends did, that friends did, that all these people did, and I would get taken advantage of. That's what happens. You go into your business and you think, oh, I can be the cool boss. boss. I don't have to be this militant, crazy person. Like every job I've ever worked and I've hated my supervisor, I can be the cool boss. Well, the cool boss is something, it's something that you're thinking because you're giving it some type of meaning for some reason, right? Or let's say you don't care about being a cool boss. Let's say there's another thing. You have to understand these underlying things. It's a two-sided street, right? So while I can say, oh, poor me, I had employees who took advantage, who drove my business into the ground or costed me money or whatever sob story I can say, the truth is it's a two-way street. So while, just like relationships, while yes, these people, you attract these people in your life because it's who you are, because this is how we do, this is how life works. We attract based off of our childhood experiences and how we grew up in the world and blah, blah, blah. You also enable it. You allow it, right? So when you allow it to happen and continue, it becomes a two-way street. So you have to understand these things so that when it happens, number one, hopefully you can recognize these behaviors in a certain type of a person so that you're not attracting those people to your business anymore. You're not, when you interview them, you can point these things out, right? People say that you can do personality tests, things like that. I did all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter. People in an interview, they're going to be the best they can be. They're going to be the 10. But when they get hired, they become a 5. That's the truth. And a lot of books, things I've read, a lot of things, a lot of mentors have said, oh, well, it's about you. So that's what I actually spent my first year really hiring, believing, was that their work ethic, their productivity, their results were a result of me being able to sell them, me being able to close them, me being able to drive them. If I didn't motivate them, then it's my fault. And this is how I treated relationships. And this is how I treated friendships. If you don't take care of these foundational things, you will struggle with hiring people and what will happen is you'll hit a point, just like I did, where you say no more. No more. You'll look at your revenue, you'll look at whatever, and you'll say, I just can't do that. You become what maybe these people then maybe assume is more of a tougher boss or a meaner boss. But really what it is you're creating boundaries, right? And so it's going to start with you and you understanding your weaknesses and the things that you're struggling with, recognizing that it really, it's a lot deeper than you think. And it has to do with your habits and things that you're kind of stuck on right now. One of the things that I focus on every day in growing my business is I focused on being a better me. So, I focus on personal development every day. That is what has allowed me to then attract better people in my life and people who want to serve the business rather than, wait to see what the business can give them, if that makes sense. And that's what I had in my first, I'd say, year of hiring, was I had people in my business who were focused on what the business could give them. And, while I understand employees deserve, the world and blah, 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 they do have to work for it, right? And as a business owner, you have to be willing to be brave enough to tell them to work for it. And if you're not, then it's just going to cost you money, especially if you're paying them hourly, and especially if you're the type of person who typically just wants to make everybody happy. And that was the type of person I was. I can't say I'm like that anymore. But if you're the type of person who wants to make people happy or, struggles when somebody tells you they're struggling and you immediately want to help, and you immediately want to try and fix the problem for them. I was a fixer, right? I still am. I'm still a problem solver. But I was a fixer where I wanted to take on other people's problems and fix it for them because I felt like I'm the strong one. That's what you struggle with. You have to repair that. And if you don't, what's going to happen is it's just going to catch up to you at some point. And so it's very important that you focus on the foundations of your business, the foundations mentally for yourself as the business owner, which you are the foundation. You are the business. Nobody will ever care about your business more than you. And so you have to care for yourself. You have to fix yourself. You have to work on yourself. And so my answer, in layman's terms or whatever, quickest way I can say it is, if you want to find amazing people, focus on healing yourself, being the most amazing person you can be. And that means, yes, while we want to be hard workers and tunnel visions to our business and focusing on that and not caring about ourselves so that we can feed into the business, at some point that's going to catch up. you have to focus on your mindset and the things that are hiding deep underneath you. So I hope that helps. Please, if you have a minute, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting out a lot more on this and so many other things related to what I do in order to help others be able to build their businesses, their service-based businesses, digital product business, whatever you're looking to do. So I will see you on the next video.